Hello again. My name is Mr. Sulkowski, Mr. S for short. Today I'm going to be doing a quick AP exam DBQ checklist for you guys. If you like the content, subscribe, like, all that jazz, right? So the DBQ checklist that I like to use is referencing for the DBQ portion of the document-based question on your AP exam. And when you're doing this test, there's a lot of stuff to kind of worry about. So the best thing to do is kind of think of the checklist in your head as you go through it, okay? And these are the main components to make sure you have down so you can at least understand how the AP exam will be scoring your essay portion of the DBQ, but also things to remember while you're practicing and writing it. Now, you don't get to bring this in with you, but it's a good thing to think about while you're writing and practicing and making sure you kind of like do a checklist in your head that you've knocked out all these things, okay? So first off, make sure that you have a contextualization. If you don't know what that is, I have other content videos you can see, and I go into detail of what contextualization would be for the AP exam for European history, which I teach, and AP exam for world history, which I also teach. And make sure you just have it down. So if you don't have a contextualization of 3-4 sentences, that's something you need to check off in your head, right? The next thing to do is the thesis statement. If you do not make a thesis statement, there's a good one to actually look at from my videos going back of how to make a thesis statement. But make sure you make an argument, you make a point, even if it's not the template that you think that I've been covering in the actual, through these actual videos. If it's not one of those, just make a point, make an argument, do something that you can kind of say, this is something substantial, and you can qualify as an argument. Okay, thesis statement, that's 2, right? The next thing is, this is the part that you need to know and really try for, is using 6 out of the 7 documents on the DBQ. Now, they give you 7 documents. Usually one's going to be a picture, all right? Like, you're going to see some, either a photo of a portrait picture, you're going to see a graph, it's going to be some political propaganda, or it's going to be like an image of a map, right? Especially for AP Euro or AP World History and maybe AP US History too. So those are the 4 types of pictures that you're going to be seeing on your AP exam for your DBQ portion for one of the documents. And then they're always going to give you one question that's kind of like one DBQ, that's one document that's kind of out there. So you want to make sure that you're aware of those things going forward. Now, I'll go over those in another video, but what I want you to know is they give you 7 documents. Go for all 7 using them however you can. Even if it's kind of crazy of a photo of Napoleon or some sort of like, feudalism in Japan or something for world history, use it somewhere. Go for all of them. You get 6 out of the 7 for a point, but go for 7 because there's always going to be one out there that maybe you misquote, you misrepresent, you say it's Napoleon, but it's like Robespierre or something off, that the reader will be like, well, this doesn't actually qualify because they said the French Revolution and it was really the Industrial Revolution. Something that you mess up on a test, it's human error. If you go for all 7, it's insurance to make sure you at least covered 6 of them. The next point down here is going to be using 3 of the documents. Go into deep hippo of them, okay? So the best way to go to 3 of the documents, 3 out of those 7 documents, I like to say, is the 3 documents you know really well. Don't do the weird like photo that you're not really sure of and you're kind of like, it's just some weird propaganda that you don't even know what the pictures are about. You really want to go to like maybe a journal entry or something written. Maybe you're comfortable with the pictures, but you want to make sure that you feel so comfortable with it that you can actually talk to somebody about it. And those are going to be the 3 documents I want you to go deep hippo into. Now, the easiest parts of hippo that it's easily pops out, again, like I said in other videos, is doing the intended audience and doing the point of view. So the best trick to do is intended audience, point of view of hippo on 3 of the documents. And if you attempt these 2 things on 3 of the documents, you're gonna go deep into those documents. You can't really go intended audience or point of view if you don't really start thinking outside the box of doing analysis of the documents. So it's important you to kind of like, with 3 of the documents, you do intended audience and you do point of view. The last thing I want you to do is, for your last point as a checklist, is outside evidence, okay? For LEQs, it is going to be the whole thing. It's going to be outside evidence, which I'll show you in another one. But on DBQ, you have 7 documents. You have to go for all of them, right? Remember that insurance one. And then you need to think of something that's outside, that wasn't mentioned in the blurb or little mini bio they gave you. It wasn't mentioned in the question prompt, and it was not mentioned anywhere in the documents, in the title, in the journal entries. It wasn't mentioned in anywhere on that DBQ that they give you. And you pull in somebody or some type of concept that really relates and actually is in that time era that your DBQ's on, like the Industrial Revolution. If you start talking about, Hitler and the DBQs on Industrial Revolution, that's not outside information. That's outside. It might kind of link up, but it's not going to be within the time period. You don't just name it. What you want to do is you want to say your outside information. If it's, the spinning jenny, right, of the Industrial Revolution, but you don't just say spinning jenny was one part of the textile. Say spinning jenny, which helped actually create a faster production of cloth, right, textile industries, which sped up during this era. Really shows you the technology, the advances in technology in the Industrial Revolutions, changing the textile industry, right? So you see how I named the concept or the thing, the spinning jenny. I explained what it is, and then I tied it into my DBQ, right? You don't want to just, boom, spinning jenny, moving on, outside evidence, done, right? Like, you don't do that on an AP exam. I mean, because reality is you can just drop anything in there and kind of hope it works, and then the reader's going to say, well, did you really know what you were talking about? All right, so that's just a quick little checklist for you guys to have practice. And if you go for this checklist and you do it well, you should be able to pass the AP exam, even if, this portion of the AP exam, if you have a question, if you have something that you're kind of confident in, okay? And hopefully you guys like and subscribe what we're doing, and then let me know if you have any more to look at my other stuff going forward. All right, thank you for watching. Bye.